Good, happy Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, October 26th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and grab that good cup of coffee. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. I hope you all enjoy watching your Tuesday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Let's get started right now. First up, Democrats' single deal approaching on Biden infrastructure plan. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Washington now, after months of negotiations, Democrats could be just days away from reaching a deal on President Biden's economic plan. Our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, is at the White House with the latest on all of that. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, Amy, good morning to you. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says they seem to be about 90% of the way there to reaching a deal. I got to tell you, they all seem to be closer to a deal on this than they've been so far in these negotiations. One source is telling us there could be a House vote on this bipartisan infrastructure plan. That's traditional infrastructure like roads and bridges you're seeing there as soon as Wednesday. So yesterday, the president hosted these two key senators to Delaware, his home there. Chuck Schumer, you see him, Joe Manchin. Manchin, of course, is one of these key moderate holdouts. The White House called the discussion productive. This would be a really big win for President Biden if they can pull this off. But there have been some major concessions in order to get moderates and progressives on board. Right there, you see them. The overall price tag slashed to $3.5 trillion, from $3.5 trillion to just under $2 trillion. Proposals like tuition-free community college scrapped, the amount of paid family leave reduced. The White House had really ramped up the pressure, Amy, in recent days to get a deal done in this. They want something to show before the president leaves for this big European trip on Thursday. He's got this big climate summit in Glasgow, Scotland. He wants to be able to point, Amy, to a big win back home there.
And Cecilia, Democrats now signaling a new way to pay for all of this?
Yeah, they are. And you know this because Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, she's been opposed to President Biden's plan to tax big corporations, raise taxes on big corporations. So Democrats are now looking at other avenues, including what they're calling this wealth tax. This would be taxing the nation's billionaires. Amy, they also say they want to tax overseas earnings and increase IRS enforcement.
Cecilia Vega at the White House. Thank you, Cecilia.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. High-stake decision on vaccine for kids over 5 to come this week. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Turn to the coronavirus emergency now. An FDA advisory panel is set to meet tomorrow to decide whether to recommend the Pfizer vaccine for children 5 to 11 years old. If that goes well, the FDA could authorize the vaccine later this week, and then the CDC would have to green light it, and the rollout could begin. Our Ariel Reshef is live now at a hospital here in New York. Ariel, this could be a very big week.
It could be indeed, TJ. There are a lot of layers here, but late Friday evening, federal regulators said that the benefits of the Pfizer vaccine for those kids ages 5 to 11 far outweigh any potential risks. A key sign we could see those shots go into arms within weeks.
This morning, new hope for families across the country that 28 million kids ages 5 to 11 could be fully vaccinated by the winter holidays, with a green light for the pediatric Pfizer vaccine expected just weeks from now. An FDA panel meeting Tuesday to discuss and vote. Then the CDC is expected to weigh in a week later, possibly clearing the way for those shots to go into arms as early as November 3rd.
If all goes well and we get the regulatory approval and the recommendation from the CDC, it's entirely possible, if not very likely, that vaccines will be available for children from 5 to 11 within the first week or two of November.
Officials saying there are enough pediatric doses on reserve for those children who will be eligible. States across the country pre-ordering vaccines starting last week. At 1/3 the adult dose, Pfizer saying its trial of more than 2,200 children showed the vaccine was nearly 91% effective at preventing symptomatic disease, and there were no cases of severe side effects. Like adults, children will be able to get 2 shots 3 weeks apart, meaning it can take as little as 5 weeks for them to be fully vaccinated. It comes as U.S. health officials closely monitor for cases of the new Delta Plus variant. Experts saying a handful of cases have popped up in the U.S., but not spiking to the levels currently seen in the U.K.
And experts say that those smaller doses for kids ages 5 to 11 will have orange caps to make sure they are distinct from those for those kids ages 12 and older. Those have purple caps. George?
Okay, Ariel, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. FBI warns of jump in hate crime attacks. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Bust it. Just bust the move.
Disturbing new information from the FBI on hate crimes. They are going up with an especially sharp increase in attacks on Asian Americans. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has the details. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. The new numbers from the FBI show hate and racism are alive and well in America. The number of people being attacked based on race spiked dramatically last year, according to new crime data reported to the FBI.
We have the trends nationwide have hate crimes rising across all categories.
According to the FBI, there were at least 11,126 victims of hate crime reported to the Bureau in 2020, compared to 8,552 the previous year, a 30% increase. The majority of race-related attacks targeted African Americans, a group which saw a stunning nearly 63% jump in attacks against them and their property in comparison to 2019.
It really strikes at the fundamental core of who the person is, which makes it very different from some of the other violent crimes.
Some law enforcement officials say the rise in hate could be attributed to racial tensions in the aftermath of George Floyd, the stress and ignorance created by COVID-19. Hate crimes against Asian Americans surging 76% in 2020.
Certainly following the pandemic, we saw a rise in anti-Asian American Pacific Islander violence and threats.
The FBI has launched a PR campaign encouraging citizens to report hate crimes and to make it clear that the Bureau has resources to help victims deal with attacks, ranging from security to counseling. Amy?
All right, Pierre Thomas, thank you for that.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at the weather across the United States for this Tuesday. And here is a look at that weather across the United States for all of you for this Tuesday. As you can see in the green right over here, you're seeing some regular rain. And then in the red here, that is heavy rain / flash flooding possible. And then all right here is all dry. A little bit of rain / thunderstorms down by Miami, Florida. And then right here, this green, rain / thunderstorms, and then in the yellow, you got some severe thunderstorms possible, and then some rain here, and then in the blue, mixed precipitation, and some rain way up here, and then dry over here, and dry over here as well. And that is a look at the weather across the United States for this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at this. GMA visits Hair Rising Haunted House ahead of Halloween. Let's take a look.
Sometimes I just feel worthless. Like everything's my fault. But then my dad told me.
Yes, welcome back to GMA this morning. Yeah, you can see we're kicking off Halloween haunts, and we're going to take you to some of the scariest places in the world as we count down to Halloween. You guys scared? You guys okay? All right. This morning, Will Reeve is at a haunted attraction in Denver. And Will, we know you don't like to be scared, so how are you holding up?
Amy, I don't know right now, honestly. This is not really my jam, but we are having a really good time. This is the 13th floor haunted house in Denver. It is terrifying, and it's one of many haunted attractions all around the country. It's a super popular thing to do during the Halloween season, as what a lot of people like to call spooky season.
Hair-raising haunted attractions are not for the faint of heart, and tickets for these haunts are selling out across the country. Named by USA Today as the #1 haunted attraction of 2021, Cutting Edge Haunted House in Fort Worth, Texas, brings 55 minutes of menacing mazes and a bone-chilling beat with this haunted drumline. How about a scavenger hunt for a demon baby? At Bennett's Curse in Baltimore, Maryland, let the tricks begin. Get frightened by Hollywood-caliber makeup and effects at Netherworld in Stone Mountain, Georgia, started by a former special effects makeup artist and television producer. Legend has it that Charlie the janitor torments at Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. This haunted building hosts quite the menacing festivity. One of the oldest attractions in America is Headless Horseman in Ulster Park, New York. This year's brave souls are walking alone in the dark through terrifying trails. And here in Denver, Colorado, the famous 13th floor haunted house.
I was terrified the entire time.
Giving us a behind-the-screams look at the heart-pounding haunts.
My favorite part, I have to say, is watching the actors transform once you get the makeup on them.
We want to make sure that it's a quality guest experience for all. Not just that they scream, they get to have a good time, make Halloween memories.
Tickets for 13th floor are $20, and that's where you can really get your money's worth here, because you got guys like Lucius and and the doll maker is back. Guys, I love Halloween. I'm not the happiest guy right now, though, at this haunted house. But if you like haunted, scary things, this is the place to be.
Well, you're still smiling, and you're really earning your salary today, Will. Thank you for that.
Yes, right. Well, I think I get overtime. Did someone say I get overtime, double pay? Or I don't know. I'll have to check.
It's hazard pay, I think. Hazard pay.
Thank you, Will.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin.
Okay, and there you go. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into some entertainment news. And in entertainment news, Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker kiss courtside. Let's take a look at that from Entertainment Tonight.
The more patients we're able to see, the more lives we save.
I need all hands on deck.
I have never been prouder. We will always be a family.
Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker bring PDA to the NBA. Here's the model and basketball star kissing courtside at the Phoenix Suns versus Los Angeles Lakers game over the weekend. Kendall was cheering on her boyfriend with pals Justin and Hailey Bieber by her side, but it was after the Suns beat the Lakers that Devin surprised fans by rushing to his girlfriend and giving her a hug and a kiss. And that rare moment of PDA between the pair has Kendall's sister Khloe Kardashian's stamp of approval. The Good American founder showed her support by sharing the same photo of the lovebirds on her Instagram story.
I think having so many people love you is such a blessing.
The private couple has been getting more public with their romance after more than a year of dating. Back in June, Kendall confirmed that Devin is her boyfriend on the reunion special for Keeping Up with the Kardashians and explained why she's chosen to keep her love life private.
No offense to my older sisters at all, but I think that Kylie and I specifically have, had the opportunity to watch my older sisters, go through marriages and relationships and breakups and all these things and do them
I have to be there for you.
No, do them pretty publicly. And again, no offense to you guys at all, but I think just it was personal preference from a really young age that I didn't really want to
Yeah.
I think it makes my life a lot easier and our relationship a lot better, to be completely honest. I just feel like it's a private matter. It's not really for anybody else to judge or know.
Privacy's been important for Kendall for a while. Check out what she told ET back in 2015.
It's not always easy, but I don't know. I like to keep my private life pretty private. So I try my best, but at the same time, I don't like to let being seen out in public with someone affect my everyday life.
Since confirming the news of their relationship, Kendall and Devin have shared cute moments together on Instagram, like this photo of the couple snuggling up and enjoying their Italian getaway on the Amalfi Coast last summer. A source previously told ET that Devin is sweet, smart, fun, and totally not a player. He is very respectful and was raised with very good values. Kendall finds that to be a very attractive quality. Plus, our source says the couple's busy schedules are not an issue when it comes to finding time for one another. The source adds, quote, "They're not putting any sort of pressure on things for the future. They realize they're both still young and have big futures ahead of them. Right now, they're just enjoying their time together and taking things as they come."
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Tuesday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and see you back here later on today with more news coverage. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and watching.